been a conversation point for a lot of people, especially recently. It's the in-season tournament. Based on things you've heard from maybe players, coaches, people in organizations, fellow NBA beat writers and reporters and stuff like that, what's like the overall take, do you feel, of the in-season tournament so far? It's still early. It's going to be a whole month long, but does it feel like it has staying power? Does it feel like they are bringing something unique and new that people are going to grab onto, and it could be this fun element every season? Or it's like, I don't know, this is weird, the courts are strange, the uniforms are odd, like, I don't know.
Yeah, the courts are strange. Let's like, the courts are really bleeping strange, man. Like yeah. I don't know what vibes you've got talking to people around the league. A lot of what I've got is I think the league did the right thing, which is incorporating these are regular season games. They still count.
Yeah.
You still got to show up. It's not. I know that bothers. Mark Stein has written and others have written about this. Hey, it's not a true soccer style tournament then because it's not its own separate entity like the FA Cup and what have you. I don't care. Like, I'm really curious. My vibe from players and coaches is they're not treating group stage games, whatever we're calling them, the first 3-4 games, really differently. But if they get the chance to go to Vegas, they're like, hey, wait a second, I can go to Vegas mid-season for for a road trip, and by the way, I can earn. Look, if Denver goes, the money doesn't matter to Jokic. But it does matter to Christian Brown. It does matter to the guys down the roster. Yeah. Like that, you get $200,000, $500,000 for coming in first or second. That matters to those guys. So I think certainly you're playing for those guys at the end of the bench. And I think when guys get there, the competitive juices will kick in. I'll ask you because I don't have the answer to the ultimate question, which is, do you think fans are going to care?
I think it works for young fans, and in the end, that's what you always want to grab onto. Us older heads, we don't get it, doesn't make any sense, but I think the young fans at 25 and down, like, oh, that stadium looks dope, and the uniforms are awesome, I want to buy one. And on that level, that's probably smart business.
Yeah, it might, and if you're flipping through Instagram Reels and you come across, the Chicago court, like, you're going to stop for a second, you burn your retinas, but you're going to stop for a second and check it out, right? Like I think there is something to look. They're trying it. We'll see. I mean, honestly, and you know this, they're going to try it for. We're getting 2 to 3 years of this probably minimum, and then we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, the talking head space, especially on major networks, can be dominated by those of us of an older generation that are kind of like, really? I don't know, but that's not what matters now. Like if you can. Adam Silver has talked about this. It's just the younger generation doesn't watch and consume its media the same way, which makes the model for making money as not just an NBA. I mean, if you're Major League Baseball or you're the NFL, it changes that dynamic. And the NBA is trying to adjust and floundering a little bit because I think everybody's floundering.
And just because, again, my head, we're talking about and stuff like that, and I heard a point made about that. Makes sense. They're also working towards a big media rights deal, and this is going to be a selling point. In your opinion, does that kind of make it ugly and less appealing? Because that's probably what it is. It's just to get more money.
It is absolutely what it is. The same thing with the conversations about making the draft 2 days long, or all the player... The player participation policy where we got to get our stars out there. All that stuff is tied to the fact that certain networks that have rights now and certain networks that may be trying to get rights, I don't want to name any names, but I might work for one of them. Those kind of, everybody's kind of like, hey, you're an entertainment product, put your stars out there. Hey, where can we, if we're paying this much, where's our value? And the league is trying to find that value. That is absolutely what's going on. We'll see how much of this. We'll see. They get the rights deal done in the next year, and we'll see how much of this is sticking around in 2 years.